Nestora, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue. Nestora, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue. Nestora, vive, la lucha sigue, sigue.
Nestora, libre, la lucha sigue, sigue.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here today. Yeah. My name is Miriam Padilla and I've been a member of the Seattle Committee since 2013, and this is my another committee member.
I'm Yair Ramirez. I'm also a member of the committee, Seattle.
We are here today to celebrate a great victory and to carry the struggle forward. We are here to celebrate Nestora's release.
Voy a traducir lo que estamos aquí diciendo. Estamos aquí para celebrar una gran victoria y para continuar con la lucha. Este es un día para celebrar la libertad de Nestora.
It is of very special significance to have a rally here on this day. This is the place we had the very first rally for Nestora's freedom back in December 2013. That is when we started building a movement, along with activists in Mexico, to support Nestora and her family to bring them back together and for the fight for political prisoners.
Es una ocasión muy especial para nosotros estar el día de hoy aquí. Este es el primer lugar donde se empezó a pelear y a manifestar por la liberación de Nestora Salgado en diciembre de 2010, del 2013. Desde ese momento se empezó a construir el movimiento con activistas en México y aquí, en apoyo a Nestora y a su familia, para traerla de nuevo a casa y luchar por todos los prisioneros políticos.
The Freedom for Nestora Committee in Seattle started out small. At the same time, in Mexico, the Committee to Free Nestora, or the Comité Nestora Libre, was started with the help of the Partido Obrera Socialista. Here in the United States, it quickly spread to other cities, and we became the national U.S. campaign to free Nestora.
El Comité para la Liberación de Nestora Salgado en Seattle empezó con un grupo muy pequeño. Al mismo tiempo, el Comité para la Liberación de Nestora empezó a recibir ayuda del Partido Obrero Socialista. Aquí en Estados Unidos, el movimiento se esparció rápidamente a otras ciudades y llegamos a hacer una campaña para la liberación de Nestora Salgado nacional en Estados Unidos.
We held international rallies on August 21st, 2014, on the anniversary of Nestora's arrest. We rallied right here, and the arrogant representatives of the Mexican government who run this consulate refused to even meet with Nestora's husband, José Luis Ávila. They wouldn't talk to him. So today, you consulate people, we are back and we have something to say. And of course they were closed today.
Like last time, they closed
Se realizaron protestas internacionales en agosto 21 del 2014, en el aniversario de cuando se metió en prisión a Nestora Salgado. Aquí, precisamente en este lugar, comenzaban las protestas y aquí estuvimos protestando. Y los representantes arrogantes del gobierno mexicano, que son los que están aquí en este consulado, incluso se negaron a hablar con el esposo de Nestora Salgado, José Luis Ávila. No quisieron hablar, pero nosotros estamos aquí de regreso y tenemos algo que decirles.
Today, the 26th, is also a day of great significance. We are also here at this consulate with the Caravana 43 to demand justice for the Ayotzinapa students. Nestora has supported the families in our campaign here in the U.S., also working with Mexicanos Unidos. Today we are part of a national movement. The U.S. campaign to free Nestora and the Jornada por Nestora network have been collaborating. Rallies and victories are being celebrated today in New York, Chicago, San Francisco, and Los Angeles.
Como muchos saben, el 26 es un día de gran importancia para México y para la población. Estamos ahora en este consulado. Acompañándonos está la Caravana 43, que está demandando justicia para los que ya conocemos, los estudiantes desaparecidos de Ayotzinapa. Nestora ha estado apoyando a las familias y nuestra campaña aquí en Seattle también ha hecho lo posible por difundir el caso, y estamos trabajando también con la organización Mexicanos Unidos. Ahora somos parte de un movimiento nacional, la campaña en Estados Unidos para liberar a Nestora Salgado y la Jornada por Nestora. La red de Jornada por Nestora ha estado colaborando. Se han realizado manifestaciones y celebraciones de la victoria hoy en Nueva York, en San Francisco y en la ciudad de Los Ángeles y Chicago.
At Mexican consulates across the country, here to say, a movement can win. Nestora is here. And we will also get the rest of the 9 community police political prisoners in Guerrero free. We will get Dr. Mireles and all the political prisoners.
Los consulados alrededor del país, los consulados mexicanos, estamos aquí y estamos construyendo un movimiento que puede ganar. Nestora está aquí, libre. Así que vamos a pelear por los 9 policías comunitarios restantes que siguen en prisión para que salgan en libertad. Y estamos peleando también por la libertad de personajes importantes como el Dr. Mireles y todos los prisioneros políticos en México. Muchas gracias.
Now we would like to welcome Christina, who is a member of Radical Women, whose organization has been helping since the beginning of the campaign.
Hello everyone, I'm Christina. I'm a member of the Seattle Committee to Free Nestora Salgado and Radical Women. After learning about Nestora's struggle and what an amazing leader she is, of course, Radical Women had to get involved. I'm so excited to see so many here to celebrate Nestora's freedom. It shows there is commitment to free the other political prisoners. And let me tell you what I've learned all these months working with the committee. Nestora is a woman who will not give up or cave in. It is this determination that gave her the strength to help form a community police force to fight the violent drug cartels and a corrupt government. And even though the state of Guerrero locked her up, prison did not break her. She is here and she is free. Nestora is free because of a powerful international movement from Mexico to the United States and other countries. It took a committed group of women and men who are community activists, feminist, labor organizers, students, progressives, anarchists, independents, socialists, and revolutionaries all across the borders to win her freedom, and that is powerful. And all of us fought for her liberation because Nestora stood up and took up the fight for justice and a Mexico that is free of organized crime and corrupt officials. And even while she was behind bars, she stood up for the Ayotzinapa students. She is an excellent example of what women can do. History has shown that women are the strongest leaders for social change. Right along with Nestora, there are other women leaders out there fighting for justice. There's Agustina and Ernestina, wives of Arturo Campos and Gonzalo Molina, who will continue to fight for their liberation, as well as ending the violence in their community. Another example of a strong women leader is Berta Cáceres, a Honduran environmentalist who took on powerful financial institution to prevent the building of a dam that would devastate an indigenous community. Berta vive. Though she was murdered, she is still alive, as her daughter and thousands of environmentalists around the world will continue the fight. The United States also has political prisoners. There's Lynn Stewart, there's Marissa Alexander, both unjustly imprisoned, but thanks to a group of committed activists and a strong movement, they are free. Then there's still work needs to be done for Rasmea Odeh, a Palestinian rights activist who was sentenced to 18 months in a federal prison last year and who was stripped of U.S. citizenship. She will be deported to the U.S., to Jordan, once she is released. However, last month, her sentence was vacated and it's under appeal. So right now her supporters are demanding that all charges be completely dropped. And while we're at it, while we're talking about political prisoners, we gotta say free Mumia Abu Jamal and free Leonard Peltier. All these women, like Nestora, are in it for the long haul, and we will not stop until we see the liberation of all political prisoners and an end to violence and an end to a corrupt government. What is it going to take? Let's begin by taking on this unjust, greedy capitalist system. It has got to go. Hasta la victoria siempre. 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 Excuse my Spanish.
Thank you, Christina. Got us riled up. Our next speaker is one of Nestora's attorneys who has devoted many, many hours and who we are very, very grateful for. His name is Thomas from Seattle U.
Thanks, man. Nestora's free! Can you believe it? Look, all I wanted to say was that I'm in awe of all of you. I was very inspired by your perseverance and your commitment and your courage over these last almost 3 years now. And so it's been an honor to work with you all. Y Nestora está libre!
And then we have Trisha Coley, who's been a member of the committee as well since we began.
Hi, I'm Trisha Coley. I'm a member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and I've been a part of the committee and mostly active in interfacing with organized labor on the importance of international solidarity with international activists. Today I'm proudly going to read this incredible statement that was crafted a couple days ago from the Washington State Labor Council, which is the umbrella organization of hundreds of thousands of workers in this state. It says, on behalf of the Washington State Labor Council, AFL-CIO, and our hundreds of thousands of trade unionists around the state, we are delighted that Nestora Salgado has been released at last and has returned to be with her family. This is truly a victory for international solidarity. As an international labor movement, we have the moral obligation to speak out when injustice occurs anywhere. We applaud Nestora's release and are immensely grateful for her work as a champion for the people.
Yes.
Community organizing, political dissent, these are the tools of the people. And Nestora's release has struck a blow against repression. Yet we cannot forget about the hundreds of other workers whose lives are at risk. In Mexico, the continued imprisonment of other community police force leaders, the thousands of people who have disappeared, including the busload of 43 students, the recent murders of Berta Caceres and Nelson Noe Garcia in Honduras, the hundreds of trade unionists murdered in Colombia, forced economic migration for hundreds of thousands of people around the globe. Our failed international economic and trade policies are implicated in the continued human rights and labor rights abuses occurring in Mexico and elsewhere around the world. We have to recognize our complicity and we must act. Our U.S. State Department needs to demand the immediate release of the political prisoners in Mexico who remain falsely imprisoned and the arrest of those responsible for mass disappearances of the students. The U.S. must use its political, economic, and diplomatic leverage to achieve these ends. We must also work diligently to ensure that our economic policies and our trade policies are lifting up the standard of living around the globe rather than leading to increased oppression and violence. And that was written by Lynn Dodson, Secretary-Treasurer of the Washington State Labor Council. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Kevin Allen, who's from the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, also one of the first organizations to join the campaign.
Well, I'm the backup. But I'm thankful to have the opportunity to be here to see you. On behalf of the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, we are honored to be a part of the coalition. We are proud to be able to stand with the committee as a member of labor and also as a member of the world community and the community of color in particular, because a justice anywhere is a just injustice everywhere. And Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, the first word is coalition. And coalition is what we need. And this committee and the people involved with it all around here in Seattle and across the country and around the world is a good example of coalition. And this hard work, the many hours that have been put together by many people, it's good to have a victory every once in a while. We need more victories. So on behalf of the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, we are thankful and proud to be a small part of this effort to see you free. And one last thing I have to say, this is more of a personal note as opposed to a political note. For you, Nestora, you suffered, you sacrificed for people to be free. And we talk about the 26th, but tomorrow is Easter. And for many people, they want to recognize the person who suffered and sacrificed for everyone to be free. So may God bless you on this Easter. You're an example of what it takes. And we all can follow your example to stand up, to be counted for, and to fight for freedom and fight for justice. And that sacrifice, it may not be compensated with money, but in the end, you'll get the big compensation. So we thank God for you.
Our next speaker is Nicholas Preston, who's a member of the Olympia Committee to Free Nestora Salgado.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming out. What's that? Closer? Okay. First I'd like to thank all my friends and colleagues on the Olympia Committee. We are made up of students at the Evergreen State College for all their hard work. And I'd just like to share with you some of my thoughts on the role of young people and students in organizing. as young people and students, I believe a lot of us are very thankful and respectful towards our elder counterparts who came before us and have taught us so much and continue to fight alongside us against capitalism and corruption that we face, which is an issue for all of humanity to overcome if we are to survive and learn to live together. But I think in many ways that these problems we face, young people and students and our children are going to be the ones with the most to lose in some respects. And it's important to acknowledge that not all young people face the same risks at the hands of the system. A lot has to do with a young person's class or ethnicity or religion or gender identity or sexual orientation. And we need to remember our 43 missing brothers from Ayotzinapa.
Yes, we do.
And we need to say to these folks that we want them back. And we're so happy that you're out, Nestora. We love you. Thank you for fighting the good fight. And we will continue to support our young brothers and sisters fighting in Mexico against capitalism and corruption. Thank you.
This is Patrick Burns from the Carpenters and Freedom Socialist Party.
Viva Nestora! Nestora, I am honored to be speaking to you on behalf of the Freedom Socialist Party and from the United Brotherhood of Carpenters. My Carpenters Union was one of the first to realize what happened to you was absolutely wrong, because you did nothing wrong. You actually did the job you were supposed to do, and you said one word that shook corruption to its knees, and that word was no. I am not going to do that. I am not going to release that man. He has to stay in jail until he gets justice in front of a court. That's exactly what you did. We are exceedingly, exceedingly proud of you. And you are an inspiration to us all. And for Jose, I am so happy for you. It has been a long 3 years, I know, for you since you've been seeing your own wife. And it's been such a pleasure to work shoulder to shoulder with you to make this happen. And to see how you really adapted to the situation and strongly led your family was an inspiration to the rest of us in the committee. We thank you so much. You know, being here, there's one more part of this. I am a member of the Freedom Socialist Party. This is a feminist socialist party, meaning that we absolutely abhor this capitalist system. And it was this capitalist system that actually is what is behind this whole situation where someone has to stand up to corruption and say no. You know, we need a system where we have community police that do their jobs and makes the community secure and fair and just. We also need a system that realizes that nobody can fall through the cracks, a system that realizes that every individual should be able to reach her or his potential no matter what their background is. This is what we need, this is what we're about, and this is part of that victory. We are on a march, we're on a march to take this capitalist system apart and replace it with one that's much more intelligent, much more constructive, much more meaningful to all of us. And Nestora, thank you so much from the Freedom Socialist Party and from the committee and from the Carpenters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. This is a feminist socialist party, meaning that we absolutely abhor this capitalist system. And it was this capitalist system that actually is what is behind this whole situation where someone has to stand up to corruption and say no. You know, we need a system where we have community police that do their jobs and makes the community secure and fair and just. We also need a system that realizes that nobody can fall through the cracks, a system that realizes that every individual should be able to reach her or his potential no matter what their background is. This is what we need, this is what we're about, and this is part of that victory. We are on a march, we're on a march to take this capitalist system apart and replace it with one that's much more intelligent, much more constructive, much more meaningful to all of us. And Nestora, thank you for so much from the Freedom Socialist Party and from the committee and from the carpenters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
All right, now we're going to invite Jose and Nestora to come up here and give us say a few words.
Well, this time my participation is going to be really short. Just I want to say thank you to everybody. This was a mission impossible without you. Thank you to the media. Thank you for all your wonderful support. Thank God this nightmare was over for us. But unfortunately, we have so many political prisoners in Mexico. So this fight needs to continue, and we need all your support. And for that, I want to say thank you on behalf of my whole family. Thank you, thank you.